Hello, my dear children. Let us continue with the story The Lost Child. As you know, this story highlights the bond of love and affection that the child shares with his parents. When he was with his parents, the child had been demanding different things like sweets, balloons, flowers, etc. Okay, let us find out what happened next. The boy walked away from the snake charmer. When he walked further, he was attracted by a roundabout in full swing. It was full of men, women, and children who were enjoying the ride. The boy watched the people on the roundabout and then, with a lot of courage, expressed his desire to go on the roundabout and called out, "Father, Mother." But there was no reply. He turned to look at his parents. They were not there ahead of him. He turned to look on either side. They were not there. He looked behind. There was no sign of them. When his parents did not reply, he turned towards them. He saw that they were nowhere around. He looked around and behind, but his parents were nowhere to be seen. The boy cried loudly, jerked his body, and ran here and there, calling out for his parents. He was full of fear, and tears started rolling down his cheeks. As he wailed and ran around, his turban opened, and his clothes became muddy. Having run to and fro in a rage of running for a while, he stood defeated, his cries suppressed into sobs. At little distances on the green grass, he could see through his filmy eyes men and women talking. He tried to look intently among the patches of bright yellow clothes, but there was no sign of his father and mother among these people who seemed to laugh and talk just for the sake of laughing and talking. Let us look into the meaning of certain words. Hither and thither means here and there. Intently means carefully. Panic striken means frightened. The boy ran towards a shrine which was crowded with people. He ran through the legs of men, calling out for his parents. The crowd was pushing each other as he neared the entrance of the temple. The boy got scared of huge, strong men who stared at people with their murderous eyes and pushed them with their strong and big shoulders. The boy could have been crushed under the feet of the men had his cries not been heard by a man in the crowd. He lifted the child. Here, hefty means large and heavy. Thrust means to push, knock, or hit. Brutal, harsh, or rough. Trampled means crushed. Surging means powerful. The man took the child out of the crowd and he asked him how he had reached there and what were his parents' names. The boy cried even more and repeated that he wanted to go to his parents. The man tried to soothe him by taking him to the roundabout. "Will you have a ride on the horse?" he gently asked as he approached the ring. The child's throat tore into 1,000 shrill sobs, and he only shouted, "I want my mother. I want my father." Here the word soothe means to comfort. The man started walking back on the same route which the child had taken. So he took the child to the snake charmer. He asked him to listen to the nice music being played by the snake charmer. The child shut his ears with his fingers and screamed loudly that he wanted his parents. The man took the child to the bright colored balloons, hoping that he might get cheered by seeing them. He offered a balloon to the child, but he turned away and wept for his father and mother. The man tried to make the child happy and took him to the flower seller. He asked him to smell the fragrance of the flowers and offered him a garland. The child turned his nose away from the basket and reiterated his sob, I want my mother, I want my father. Here, reiterated means repeated. So the child refused to smell the flowers that he wanted to buy earlier because now his priority was to get his parents. Thinking to humor his disconsolate charge by a gift of sweets, the man took him to the counter of the sweet shop. What sweets would you like, child? He asked. The child turned his face from the sweet shop and only sobbed, I want my mother. I want my father. Here, disconsolate means very unhappy and unable to be comforted. Charge, a person or thing entrusted to the care of someone. Finally, the man took him to the sweetmeat seller and offered to buy sweets for him. Still, the child did not want his favorite sweet but wanted his parents. So, from this chapter, we can understand that for a child, the love, care, protection, and the company of his parents is the most preferred thing. All other things like sweets, toys, balloons, or any other source of entertainment become insignificant before it. Nothing humors the child lost in the fair but his reunion with his parents. Okay, hope you like the story. Now try to answer these questions. First question, who came to the child's rescue? What did he do to pacify him? Next question, what happened to the little boy in the shrine? When does he realize that he has lost his way? How have his anxiety and insecurity been described? Try to answer these questions into your notebook. Meet you in the next class. Thank you.